The United States of America one dime from the year 1999, minted at the Philadelphia Mint and carrying the P mint mark, represents an important continuation of the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in production since 1946. The Roosevelt dime replaced the Mercury dime, formerly called the Winged Liberty Head dime, as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt following his death in April 1945. Roosevelt was chosen for this coin not only for his leadership during World War II, but also because of his instrumental role in founding the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to combating polio, a disease from which he personally suffered. Thus, the dime became a symbolic coin that honored both his presidency and his humanitarian work. The obverse of the 1999 Roosevelt dime features a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, sculpted by John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time the design was created. Sinnock's initials, JS, appear at the truncation of Roosevelt's neck. The inscriptions on the obverse include Liberty to the left, In God We Trust in smaller font under the chin, the year 1999 positioned at the lower right, and the mint mark P to the right of Roosevelt's neck, indicating it was struck in Philadelphia. This obverse design has remained unchanged since its first use in 1946, aside from minor adjustments for striking clarity. The reverse of the dime depicts a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. The torch represents liberty, the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch signifies strength and independence. Surrounding these symbols are the inscriptions United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum split across the central field, and one dime at the bottom. The reverse design also originated from John R. Sinnock, making the Roosevelt dime one of the enduring and unchanged coinage designs in U.S. history. In terms of physical specifications, the 1999 P. Roosevelt dime is struck from a clad composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, bonded in layers with a pure copper core. The coin has a standard diameter of 17.9 millimeters, a thickness of 1.35 millimeters, and weighs precisely 2.27 grams. The edge of the coin is reeded with 118 reeds, which not only helps deter counterfeiting and clipping but also gives the coin a distinctive tactile and visual identity. Unlike silver dimes that preceded 1965, the clad dimes like the 1999 issue contain no silver content, making them common circulation strikes. The Philadelphia Mint, which struck this coin, produced an enormous number of dimes in 1999. The reported mintage for the 1999 P dime exceeds 1.3 billion pieces, making it one of the most widely available coins of its time. Because of this massive production, most 1999 P dimes are easily found in circulation even decades later, and they usually carry only face value in worn condition. However, in higher uncirculated grades, particularly Mint State 67 and above, these coins can attract collector interest because pristine examples become scarcer due to bag marks and production quality issues. Although the design is simple, the Roosevelt dime holds significant symbolic meaning. The obverse portrait of Roosevelt not only immortalizes the 32nd president, but also reflects mid-20th century artistic conventions of portraying leaders in realistic form. The reverse torch, olive branch, and oak branch collectively project ideals of freedom, peace, and strength, three core values associated with the American nation. These elements have contributed to the dime's consistency, as the design has remained untouched for nearly 80 years. Collectors of Roosevelt dimes often look for varieties and errors in specific years, including 1999. Common points of interest include double die errors, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks. While no major double die varieties are widely reported for the 1999 P dime, minor anomalies can occasionally surface, making them desirable to error collectors. Additionally, high-grade specimens certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC may bring premiums if they show full strike details, especially sharp torch lines on the reverse, referred to as full bands, FB, in collector terminology. The 1999 Roosevelt dime also exists in proof form, struck at the San Francisco Mint and carrying the S mint mark. These proofs were produced in both standard clad and silver versions, sold directly to collectors through annual proof sets. However, the Philadelphia minted circulation strike dime remains the most abundant issue. Its role was not numismatic exclusivity but practical function, to provide billions of dimes for everyday commerce in vending machines, public transportation, telephones, and general transactions during the late 1990s. Historically, the year 1999 was a pivotal moment for U.S. coinage because it marked the next hop. The United States one-dime coin minted in 1981 at the Denver Mint is officially part of the Roosevelt dime series. It carries a face value of 10 cents, equal to 1/10 of a U.S. dollar, and has been in continuous circulation since 1946. 2. The dime is the smallest coin in size and thickness among U.S. circulating coinage, and the 1981 D issue is no exception. Its diameter is 17.91 millimeters, with a weight of 2.268 grams. 3. The composition of the 1981 dime is a clad mixture, an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This copper-nickel clad composition has been used since 1965, when silver was removed from circulating dimes. 4. The obverse of the 1981 D dime features the profile portrait of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. This portrait was first designed in 1946 by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. 5. Above Roosevelt's portrait appears the word Liberty, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," is positioned to the left. The date, 1981, is struck at the lower right, with the Denver Mint mark D just above it. 6. The designer's initials JS, for John Sinek, appear at the base of Roosevelt's neck, a small but important detail that connects each dime to its original engraver. 7. The reverse of the coin shows a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch to the left, peace, and an oak branch to the right, strength and independence. This symbolic trio highlights America's values during Roosevelt's era and beyond. 8. Surrounding the reverse design are the inscriptions, United States of America at the top and one dime at the bottom. The motto, E pluribus unum, out of many one, appears horizontally across the torch and branches. 9. The edge of the coin is reeded, meaning it has small vertical grooves. This not only deters counterfeiting but also historically discouraged shaving off bits of precious metal when coins were still made of silver. 10. The Denver Mint produced a very large mintage of Roosevelt dimes in 1981, totaling approximately 746,769,000 pieces. This makes the 1981 D dime a common date in the series, readily available in circulation and in collector rolls. 11. Because of its high mintage, the 1981 D dime does not hold significant rarity in circulated condition. However, uncirculated and high-grade examples are more desirable among collectors. 12. The most sought-after versions of the 1981 D dime are those graded mint state, MS 66 and higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC. Coins in these grades display sharp details, bright luster, and minimal contact marks. 13. A fully struck 1981 D dime with strong details on Roosevelt's hair, and the torch on the reverse is scarcer than lower quality strikes, making them more valuable. 14. Proof coins of 1981 were struck at the San Francisco Mint, bearing an S mint mark, but the Denver issue was strictly for circulation. Collectors seeking a full 1981 set often include all three mint marks, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. 15. The condition of a dime plays the biggest role in its value. Circulated examples from pocket change are worth only face value, 10 cents. Uncirculated coins, especially in original mint sets, are worth more to collectors. 16. In MS-65 condition, the 1981 D dime is typically valued between $2 and $5. Higher grades such as MS-67 can command $25 to $50, and MS-68 examples, though rare, can sell for hundreds of dollars. 17. Certain error coins from 1981 D also exist. Examples include off-center strikes, double strikes, and die clashes. These errors can fetch much higher premiums depending on the type and severity of the minting mistake. 18. One of the most notable varieties in the 1980s dime series is the presence of filled D or weak D mint marks, where excess metal flow partially obscures the Denver D. Collectors often hunt for such varieties. 19. Unlike the 1982 Roosevelt dime, which saw the disappearance of mint marks for a short time, the 1981 series had no major mint mark removal or significant design changes. 20. Historically, the Roosevelt dime was chosen to honor President Roosevelt's role in founding the March of Dimes, a campaign originally established to combat polio. This connection makes the dime a lasting tribute to his legacy. 21. Roosevelt passed away in April 1945, and the dime was chosen as the denomination to carry his portrait because of his association with the campaign. The design was fast-tracked, appearing the following year in 1946. 22. By 1981, the Roosevelt dime had already been in production for 35 years, with only minor modifications over time, such as mint mark placement and font changes. 23. Collectors often include the 1981 D-dime in year sets, or mint mark sets, as part of completing the full Roosevelt dime series. 24. The coin also serves as a historical snapshot of U.S. coinage before the widespread modernization of minting next top. The United States 1 dime is a coin with a face value of 10 cents, or 1/10 of a U.S. dollar. The 2014 dime is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in continuous production since 1946. The obverse design features the portrait of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. This portrait was created by chief engraver John R. Sinek, whose initials, JS, appear at the base of Roosevelt's neck. Above Roosevelt's head is the word Liberty, which is standard across U.S. coins. The motto, "In God We Trust," is inscribed to the left side of Roosevelt's neck. Beneath the portrait, you can find the year of mintage, in this case, 2014. To the right of the year is the mint mark P, identifying it as struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike pennies, nickels, and quarters, dimes minted in Philadelphia carry the P mint mark since 1980. The reverse of the coin features a symbolic design with three main elements. At the center is a lit torch, representing liberty and enlightenment. To the left of the torch is an olive branch, symbolizing peace. To the right is an oak branch, symbolizing strength and independence. Surrounding these symbols is the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. Around the edge are the inscriptions, United States of America at the top and 1 dime at the bottom, identifying both the nation and the denomination. The edge of the coin is reeded, with 118 tiny ridges, a design originally intended to discourage clipping or shaving small amounts of precious metal from coins. The 2014 Roosevelt dime is composed of a clad metal alloy, with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition has been standard for U.S. dimes since 1965, after silver was removed due to rising costs. The coin has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, a thickness of 1.35 millimeters, and a weight of 2.268 grams. Because of its small size and durability, the dime is one of the most commonly circulated U.S. coins. Over 1.3 billion dimes were struck in 2014 across all U.S. mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint alone produced hundreds of millions, making the 2014 P dime a very common issue. In terms of collectability, most 2014 P dimes found in circulation are worth only their face value of 10 cents. However, coins in uncirculated condition or those graded by professional services can carry a small premium. For example, a 2014 P dime in MS 67 condition may fetch a few dollars, while an MS 68 can bring in higher amounts from collectors who specialize in modern U.S. coinage. Proof versions struck in San Francisco with an S mint mark, particularly those in silver, are more sought after by collectors. Errors and varieties, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or missing clad layers, can significantly increase value, sometimes making a dime worth hundreds of dollars. The Roosevelt dime was chosen in 1946 to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt shortly after his death in 1945. Roosevelt is closely associated with the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio, the disease that afflicted him. This connection made his image on the dime especially meaningful. Over the decades, the design has remained virtually unchanged, symbolizing both tradition and stability in U.S. coinage. The 2014 P dime, therefore, is part of this long historical lineage. Its design reflects both national ideals, liberty, peace, and strength, and practical usage as an everyday coin in commerce. For collectors, the 2014 P Roosevelt dime represents modern minting technology, mass production efficiency, and the continuation of a design that has been in American pockets for nearly 80 years. While not rare, it is a coin that connects daily life with history, honoring a president who led the country through both the Great Depression and World War II. Its copper-nickel composition reflects the shift away from precious metals in circulating coinage, an economic change that began in the mid-20th century. Each dime, though small in value, carries symbols that echo America's core values. The 2014 P dime is therefore not just money, it is a miniature piece of American history and identity. Index top. The United States dime is a small silver-colored coin with a face value of 10 cents, making it 1/10 of a dollar. The 2018 dime belongs to the Roosevelt dime series, which has been continuously produced since 1946. This coin honors President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II and played a key role in establishing the March of Dimes, an organization that helped combat polio. The dime replaced the earlier Mercury, winged Liberty Head dime, which had been in use from 1916 to 1945. The 2018 dime issued from the Philadelphia Mint carries a small letter, P, mint mark located on the obverse, near Roosevelt's neck. This mint mark indicates its place of production and distinguishes it from coins made at other U.S. mint facilities like Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. The Philadelphia Mint is the oldest federal mint, established in 1792, and is responsible for producing a large share of America's circulating coinage. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time of the dime's creation in 1946. The inscriptions on the obverse include the word Liberty, to the left of Roosevelt, the national motto, In God We Trust, to the lower left, the year 2018, and the mint mark, P. Sinek's initials, JS, appear at the base of the portrait. The reverse of the 2018 dime displays a combination of symbols. At the center is a torch, representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left, symbolizing peace, and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing strength and independence. Around the outer edge, the inscriptions read, United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many one, across the center, and one dime at the bottom. This elegant balance of symbols communicates the nation's values of freedom, peace, and unity. Each 2018 dime is made of a clad composition, consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This copper-nickel clad construction gives the coin its silver appearance without using actual silver. The weight of the coin is 2.268 grams, the diameter is 17.91 millimeters, and the thickness is about 1.35 millimeters. The edge of the coin is reeded, with 118 small ridges, a feature originally designed to discourage clipping or shaving of precious metal coins. The 2018 Philadelphia dime was produced in large numbers for circulation. According to the U.S. Mint's official mintage records, over 1.2 billion dimes were struck at the Philadelphia facility in that year alone. This huge quantity means the coin is very common in pocket change and not considered rare. Most examples hold only their face value of 10 cents in everyday circulation. However, collectors sometimes search for high-quality examples of the 2018 P dime in uncirculated condition or certified with high grades by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC. A Mint State 67, MS 67, or higher-grade coin, free of scratches and with sharp details, may sell for a few dollars above face value, usually between $2 and $15, depending on demand and quality. Exceptional coins graded MS-68 or MS-69 could command higher premiums, but these are rare for modern clad dimes. The 2018 P dime is also available in U.S. Mint annual coin sets, such as the uncirculated coin set, mint set, and the proof set, which includes specially struck coins for collectors. Proof versions struck at the San Francisco Mint carry the S mint mark and feature mirrored backgrounds with frosted details, making them especially appealing to numismatists. Errors and varieties add further interest to the 2018 dime. While no major varieties are widely reported, collectors keep an eye out for die breaks, double dies, or off-center strikes, which can make a normally common coin into a valuable collectible. Even a slight minting error can increase its desirability. Though modern dimes like the 2018 P are rarely worth much above face value, they represent continuity in American coinage history. The Roosevelt dime is now one of the longest-running U.S. coin designs still in circulation, surpassed only by the Lincoln cent and Jefferson nickel. Its design has remained unchanged since 1946, a testament to its enduring simplicity and symbolism. For everyday Americans, the dime plays a practical role in commerce, being the smallest coin in terms of size but not in value. Interestingly, the dime is physically smaller than the penny despite being worth 10 times more, a design choice rooted in historical metal content and minting standards. In summary, the United States of America 1 Dime Liberty 2018 P coin is a modern clad circulation coin featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and the torch, olive branch and oak branch motif on the reverse. It is struck in copper-nickel clad composition at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with the letter P. Billions were next top. The United States of America 1 dime of 2004, minted in Philadelphia and bearing the P mint mark, is part of the Roosevelt dime series that has been in continuous production since 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This coin has a face value of 10 cents and is composed of a copper-nickel clad alloy, with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Its standard weight is 2.27 grams, with a diameter of 17.91 millimeters and a reeded edge consisting of 118 tiny grooves. On the obverse side, the design features the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, created by sculptor John R. Cynic, who was also the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint during the mid-20th century. The inscriptions on the obverse include the word Liberty to the left of the portrait, the motto, In God We Trust, at the lower left, the date, 2004, at the lower right, and the small p mint mark just above the year to denote the Philadelphia Mint. Cynic's initials, JS, are also subtly inscribed at the base of Roosevelt's neck. On the reverse side, the design showcases 3 powerful symbols: a flaming torch in the center representing liberty, an olive branch to the left representing peace, and an oak branch to the right symbolizing strength and independence. The surrounding inscriptions include the denomination 1 dime, at the bottom, the country name, United States of America, around the upper rim, and the motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, running horizontally across the central design. The coin was struck in large quantities in 2004, with hundreds of millions produced, making it common in circulation and generally worth only its face value, unless in uncirculated or special proof condition. Collectors often seek out high-grade examples, especially those graded mint state 65 or higher by professional coin grading services, which may carry a small premium. Proof versions of the dime were also struck in San Francisco with S mint marks, both in clad and silver, for collectors. The Philadelphia 2004 P issue, however, is the regular circulation strike and is not considered rare. Its continued presence in everyday commerce reflects the longevity of the Roosevelt dime design, which has remained unchanged for decades except for slight modifications in detail due to modern minting technology. While the coin is commonly referred to as a Liberty dime by some people because of the word Liberty on the obverse, it is officially the Roosevelt dime, with the earlier Mercury dime, 1916 to 1945, having been the last true Liberty-themed 10-cent piece. The coin has historical significance not only because of its tribute to Roosevelt, who was instrumental in founding the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio, but also because it represents America's mid-20th century style of coin design. In circulated condition, its value is 10 cents, though uncirculated rolls, or mint sets containing this coin may interest collectors. Special varieties or errors, such as off-center strikes, die clashes, or missing clad layers, could command higher prices in the numismatic market. The dime's small size and wide circulation make it a humble yet symbolic part of U.S. currency, embodying liberty, unity, and strength through its imagery. Despite its modest face value, the Roosevelt dime of 2004 P remains a testament to America's enduring coinage tradition and serves as a miniature piece of history carried in pockets and purses across the nation. Next top. The United States 1 dime, equal to 10 cents, is part of the decimal currency system and has been minted since 1796, though the current Roosevelt dime design has been in use since 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who played a key role in founding the March of Dimes. The 2022 D dime was struck at the Denver Mint, denoted by the small d mint mark located on the obverse, to the left of the date. It is composed of a clad composition with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving the coin both strength and resistance to corrosion. The coin has a standard diameter of 17.91 millimeters, a thickness of 1.35 millimeters, and a reeded edge with 118 reeds, which historically helped deter counterfeiting and shaving of precious metal. The obverse design features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, with inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, the year 2022, and the mint mark D. The reverse design shows a torch in the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength and independence, along with the inscription, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 dime. The dime is the smallest U.S. coin in circulation by diameter and thickness, though not by weight, which is 2.268 grams. The U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of 2022 D dimes, making them very common in circulation. Because of this high mintage, most 2022 D dimes carry only face value in circulated condition, though in uncirculated condition, particularly in MS 67 or higher grades, they can fetch a small premium among collectors. Proof dimes, however, were struck separately at the San Francisco Mint with the S mark and feature sharper details and mirror-like fields. The coin is part of the broader modern U.S. circulating coinage series and continues to honor Roosevelt's enduring legacy in American history. The Roosevelt dime has never been replaced since 1946, making it one of the longest-running coin designs still in circulation. Collectors often seek high-quality examples, full-band strike details on the reverse torch, and error varieties such as misstrikes, double dies, or off-center issues, though such errors for 2022 D are not yet widely documented. The dime is also notable because it is the only U.S. coin still in circulation today that has been struck every year in clad composition since its introduction, without any major redesigns, aside from minor adjustments. While not rare, the coin represents a blend of everyday commerce, national history, and numismatic interest.